so I can sleep in until 11.
Hello, guys.
Howdy, howdy. You know,
Um,
you know what we should do?
Hi, BJ. What should we do? We should cut my hair. That's what we should do. I need a haircut really bad.
You see that?
Let's get tanked.
Yeah. I can cut that hair for you.
So let's see who we got in here. We'll probably have to wait a little while for Sara and Blacky because I know Sarah's at work. She's got to get home from work. Okay, so Frank stopped in to say hi. He always does before the stream starts. And we got Grasshopper. Mike is here. Hi, Mike. Or he was here. Divine, hi. Daddy, hi. Left the mic in case I fall back asleep. Well, if you aren't sleeping, hello. And then there's Bob and Mojo, hello. And Kat, hello. And Sky Dancer, hi. Flu, hi. And New Local Austin, hello, hello.
Who's this?
And BJ.
Hmm?
And oh my god, it's Mikey. Mile High Plecos, hello, hello. I have not seen you for a while. I mean, yo, yo, yo. So how is Mikey doing? And if anybody wants to come up and say hi, the link is posted at the top. And like I say, Blacky and Sara will be here, but gotta wait a little bit. I know, Australia's different times, and waiting for Sara to get home from work on our Tuesday night. It'd be her like Wednesday afternoon, I do believe. Jenny Lynn, hello. Boots Cats, Cats Boots, hello. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I saw Mikey. I have not seen him in forever. I miss you. So, other than that, we're just kind of waiting for everybody to get here. Fix your beverages, all that good stuff. Same pile of shit, different day. Yep, I know that one. I know that one well. It got cold again today here. Well, I certainly miss seeing you around and your good comebacks and stuff. And Bob's not saying anything, but I know he misses you.
Who are you talking to?
Mile High,
Oh,
Plecos,
yeah.
Mikey.
He might be eating a carrot.
Aquaball, hello. Hi, George. How are you doing?
Feeding my Dubai roaches and my kissing cockroaches, so I decided to join them.
You're eating their food?
Well, yeah, they can't eat all that. They can't eat that big back. It's good, too. Who said F you, Bob? See that?
You have to see the fish I got today. What did you get today, George? Boot says it's a beautiful day in Oregon. It's always pretty in Oregon. I grew up in Oregon. Nola, hello. It was, I think we got up to like 40 for a high today. And it's like 32 right now. Not too bad.
George had an unboxing. I haven't looked at it yet.
I think Divine is going to be working for, what did he say? Oh, he said like 4 days on and 2 days off or something like that.
Me, I say, thank you, Bob.
I
There's something wrong with that boy, you know what?
know, that's why I love him.
He holds a grudge.
He holds a grudge.
Mm-hmm.
He says, love you, Bob.
I know he does.
A pistogramma, a Shanika Extreme Red.
And they are red. You want to see them?
Mark, hello. Is Bob eating Splenda? I think he's eating a carrot.
I was eating a carrot and it got in my teeth, so I decided to use that Splenda for a toothpick. Because I don't have any right here. But that does sound good. I sent you the fish George got. You want to show them?
Oh, on Facebook?
No, on Messenger.
Okay, hold on. Gotta open it up.
Kirk says, hey, Pammy Pants. Hey, Mark.
Ooh, those are really red. Wow.
I don't have them, George, but I saw the thumbnail of the video you sent me.
Let me see. I'm going to share it.
That salad, that sounds good, Noah. I went to the old people doctor yesterday, and they came up with things I never heard of, Pam.
There's what George got. Whoa, those are expensive for a pair of them. Holy cow.
I didn't look at the price. How much are they?
$153.98.
There you go. Since I'm trying not to buy fish right now. Better buy a nice corn
Yeah, we got the link up at the top, so if you want to come up first and get George to show us, you sure can.
Mikey says he's doing maintenance in his fish room. First time over a year.
Chicklets, 23, hello. Oh, George says he's getting a cup of coffee. Okay, we'll wait. Hi, Travis.
That's what I need to be doing.
Hello.
Watch out. Every cat in here wants up here now that I'm making coffee. Get out.
Getting these little bugs in front of me tonight.
Bugs?
No-see-ums types. Must have hatched out somewhere.
I've got cats, old female cats having drama with each other. I'm having to intercede.
Bob looks older. We're all getting older.
Older than what?
Older than what? Yeah, I'm going to be turning 68 here pretty soon.
Me too.
In, let's see, 2 months.
me in just 7 or 8 months.
I have not yet, Divine, so don't talk about it. I don't have any smokes right now. Yeah, I still look 21, my ass. Even I know better than that.
Who's that talking all that shit?
65 in 2.5 weeks. Wow. Your birthday's coming up quick. Mine's at the end of June, and I'll be 68, so.
What do you call a cow that just gave birth? Decaffeinated. And he's going to start a fight. I'm going to sit back and watch.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, remember watching you stream when you said you were turning 64 soon? Yeah. I've been streaming for a few years. A few years now. I think about, well, 4 or 5 years now. And I'm a lot older looking than I was when I started.
One thing is you stop shaving your armpits. That really.
Oh dear. What's blue and not heavy? You're not old, just in disrepair. I'm getting old. The average age of a fish tuber has decreased, so you guys are doing great. I see a kitty. Did you guys see the top of the kitty? Happy Tuesday. Yep. It's Tuesday already. Sara and Blacky should be here soon. Bruiser CB, hello. Oh, deceased, not decreased. Okay. Oh, yeah, you did type deceased, huh? Yeah, I started out as 54 Punchy. Actually, when my channel started, my daughter started the channel just because she was like 14 or something like that, or 13, and she just wanted to be able to watch stuff on YouTube. So I let her start one using my name and age and stuff, and so she used it for quite a few years until she got old enough to where she made her own channel. And then I kind of took it over because I started watching YouTube and then all the fish stuff, and then eventually I started streaming myself. So
Hey, Bruiser.
She started that out with like my nickname. She used 54 Punchy because I was 54 when she started it, and then I took it over. I don't know if she still has her channel or not. I know she doesn't do anything but use it to watch stuff right now. So Vinovsky, hello. So we're kind of waiting for Sara and Blacky, and then Aquaball says he's going to come up and show us his new fish, which they look pretty awesome.
Said he had to get coffee.
Yep, he was going to get coffee and then come up, which I can't blame him for that. Coffee's pretty important.
Mine's ready. Just Finishing up my fish food.
Hey, Scuba Steve. Okay, okay, Mikey. You have a good night, and thank you for stopping by. And it was great to see you. Bye. Catch you on the next one. Hey, George. Hey,
Hello,
Carl.
how are you?
Hey, George.
How are
How's
you
it
doing
going?
with your wife gone and everything?
No, she's actually back.
Oh,
When?
good.
Yesterday
Oh,
morning.
good. Good,
No,
good.
actually yesterday at afternoon, 3 o'clock. She was here.
How was your conference?
How was my what?
How was her conference?
Oh, they had a blast. They loved it. I didn't bother her that much, and I was doing great with Douglas. And he went to sleep on time, and I gave him his medication on time, and we made dinner together. We cooked, and it was great. We had good time. It was fun. Sometimes you need away from each other like that. Well, she's got a few more trips coming up very soon. She's going to Virginia again with Douglas this time, leaving Braden with me. With Braden, is not a lot of work. With Douglas, you have to chase him. With Braden, he's sitting there. You just have to make sure you take him to his bathroom. You give him his food. He's there the whole time and just chilling and playing video games. And of course, I'll be putting him on the wheelchair, walking him around the block, going and getting groceries together. That's what I would do with him. So I just came up tonight and just show you some amazing fish. I am not joking you. My mind is blown. Like I got this killifish called Aphyosemion babitavium betivavium. I can't even say the name right. I butcher it every time. Hold on 1 second.
Well, yeah, they're hard to. It's hard to pronounce. When I was looking at it, I was like figuring I was probably butchering it.
Yeah. So I put my Apistos right here. This is a female. Look how gorgeous she is.
Hmm.
One female. Oh, here's a male coming up in back.
Like a pencil fish almost.
No way, gorgeous. Those are very beautiful. There is another one right there, and another male, another male. There's three males in here, and then another female right here. I wish I can zoom in and show you like more. When they were breeding earlier, their colors are so gorgeous. You have to be here to see them more, like really crazy colors. I don't have a white light on them either, but so those are two females in the front. There's a
Yeah.
male right there. Anyway, I got these three males and two females. And there we go. That's a female on the bottom, the boy is on top.
Oh
Wow.
wow! Look at those guys.
Need another shot of stuff.
These are called Apistogramma ashanica, extreme reds. They're agaziziai. Woo! They done it in the back. So I got those pair, which you saw the price. They weren't cheap. And then I got a pair of Borrelia. I put it in that big tank. They're doing great. Uh, Everything else is doing good.
Where
I lost some of these guys. I had 9. I got 6 left. Yeah,
where are the
that's
new
it.
epistos from?
What is what?
Where are those new epistogrammas from?
Oh, so they came from Jason Redfish Bluefish.
Oh yeah, I remember you said that on there.
Right now, I have a lot of pistos. There's a pair of Apisto Nitsinai here. There's a trio of triple, what is it called? Tripasiara. There's a pair of Inca 50. There's a pair of Apistogramma. That one was called, it's hard to name.
Hey, Craig.
That, you got to remember, the names are hard. They're not easy. So I have right here Apistogramma Elizabethai. McMasterai too. So gorgeous, guys. So gorgeous. They're breeding too. I have McMasterai Red Shoulder. I got the McMasterai Vieja. A lot of episodes. And then this tank here is full of fry in the back. Oh, here, there they are, right there.
Nice.
This tank's full of fry. This tank down here is full of fry.
Hey, Craig.
You can see them.
Kirk's saying, did his store close down, Aqua Boss?
Did what?
I guess he's talking about redfish, bluefish. He said, did
Yes.
his store close?
His store? I cannot answer that question. No comment.
Oh, okay. You don't know, Kirk, or you can't say.
I don't know, bro. I really that you gotta ask the
Hi,
guys.
Tennessee Fish Keeper.
I have
I
no.
got
I don't.
guys.
But
Mikey.
one thing. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say Mikey sent me a message on Facebook because he's so sweet. I'll have to show you guys here in a second.
It's probably F you like he did last time, right?
Maybe something close to that.
Uh-huh.
He loves me so much, you know.
Hello, Bob and Punchie.
Hey. See, there he goes. He's so sweet to me.
What is he doing?
Drinking and flipping me off at the same time.
Oh. Talk about looking old. The gander at that. No, I'm teasing.
Oh, those guys are really pretty aqua balls. George, those are, oh, I love that one in the front. Nice high fin. Oh, so pretty.
That one right there.
Yeah.
Look at this guy right there. He's got.
Got my bill down to 1,600. Jesus. Hey, Brandon.
A good thing they're not escaping the cameras on their face. They're like, I want to eat first. Check out this guy. And then we got this pair right here.
Oh, those guys are pretty. I'm going to blow you up again for a minute here. Let's look at those guys.
Sorry, no light on top because it's making this cyano. You see, every time I have a light, look what it does. And so better without a light. The light is on there, but I have a cover with black glass, thick glass. So it's keeping them the light away from them, and it's not doing the cyano no more.
Yeah. Is it tetracycline? Throw a pinch in there to go away.
I don't know if you can get rid of the cyano, like like this one, the same thing. That one is clean because I just cleaned the water. I actually had to scrape all the cyano and then do a massive water change. I can do that in here because I do that anyway. So every day I take a little bit. You see it's missing. I clean all that poop out. I don't leave it in there tonight. And then when I feed it tomorrow morning, I change the water. So it's so beautiful. Healthy babies. And these here are also all goners.
Now, are those your babies? Did you raise those guys?
Yeah, these are the pair.
Very nice.
They're the best. These are the best. Look, there's babies in there.
Yeah.
I think it's erythromycin, George.
Erythromycin. Yeah, I've never tried it. I don't like chemicals. Just
I
like I
don't
don't like
do
taking
that.
medication when I'm sick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, check out this apistogramma tank. Look how many in there.
Oh wow.
So I'm gonna have this later on the auction, guys, on the Fishfam auction.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, no colors because the same thing. I don't want. I have thick glass on top of it, and pretty doing good. We got some fry going here. Um, Blacko, the bushy nose fry, and angel fries in there. Look at the breakfast.
Yeah. I see them.
There's angels right there swimming on top.
Yep.
And then I took a bunch of baby angels I put in here too. Those are actually Filipino blue. The same batch I sent Bob, I gave somebody else. Here's another pair I gave away. I know Kayla Aquatics, you have the same fish right here. These are the ones. They are Filipino
Yeah.
blues. They
Yeah.
they're amazing layers. They lay big time, and every week, every other week they lay. And they get big. Look how big these guys are.
Yeah.
That's a
Mine
male.
are
Look,
huge.
and they have that pearl scaling. There, that's an extra right there.
One of
Look at
mine
that.
has that too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so awesome, bro. So the guy gave him back to me to breed them back, so I'm breeding them again. Uh, kind of doing it, and
Yeah.
I'm waiting
Mine
for
are
these to
huge.
pair up. I want to breed those so bad.
Nola said, George, you should send some pictures to Pam to draw.
Oh, what the fish pictures? Like, I would like
Yeah.
to send. I would like to take a photo of these with a nice light on top of them and send it to her. They are gorgeous fish. If I take this top off, your jaw will drop. Like, why not? Let's do it. Let me see. Yeah, you gotta put the camera down really quick. Look at the fish. Hold on. Oh, there's the light.
I sent her some pictures from my OnlyFans and she won't draw them.
Uh-oh. Oh, here. These are gorgeous. These guys are gorgeous too. But they're just blue with the red on top. But these are way better looking.
That's a pretty tank that you're showing us there too, Brandon.
The end fish
Thank
keeper.
you. This is my 29 gallon for the Rasbora and some Umber Tetra and black neon Tetra and a few other small fish. I prefer the small fish.
Yeah, I do. I like small fish too, and I love the plants in there. That looks really good.
Yep, I just did this a few weeks ago. I lost my goldfish, so I converted it to a nano fish tank. And I don't know. One day, the one fish got sick. 12 hours later, another fish got sick. Then the next day, another fish got sick and they all died. So I don't know what happened. I had them for like 2 years, and then all of a sudden, boom! I don't really understand it. It just happened real quick. So that was kind of sad. I miss my goldfish.
Those guys are personable.
Everybody from Tennessee is named Robert.
No, just me because they think I'm TN Aqua still.
Oh,
Whenever
yeah.
they see TN Fish Keeper, they think Aqua, and it's a joke from all the fish community. They call me Robert when they see me. Well, it's Brandon.
I want to tell you something about the killifish really quick. So I did get notro branches, right? So those notros are very annual. So when you get them, they're already about 3 to 4 months old. We really don't know when we're buying them from the auctions. So his best thing is to breed them right away. They do a lot of eggs. I did collect a lot of eggs. On one the species, I lost the male. I have two females left, and stuff happened like that. So I kind of don't want to keep these if they don't the eggs they don't hatch, and I don't have more like in 3 months or so. I won't be bringing them back a lot. So the best thing is to breed them if you can. So they breed really good and quick. If you put this cup thingy right there with a little lid open with a peat moss in it, they
Yeah.
breed. But you gotta take it and collect it, and like me here, put it somewhere in the ziplocs and mark them. Dry the peat a little bit and date them when they're gonna hatch and stuff.
Anybody ever hear prime turn brown? And man, does this. Look at this.
What is that?
Prime.
What is it? Prime turn brown? That's not good.
I'm pouring it out. I've had this job about not years,
How long you
Hi,
how long
Dragonlord.
you how long you have that for?
Wow.
maybe a year.
Oh, really? That's it?
I always use the powder version of it, so safe. I always use that. So
If it's old, yeah, but if it's not, if it's fresh, you shouldn't do that.
I've got a fresh jug here that
I buy them big time, big like that too, Bob, and I put them in my little one. Man,
yep,
that kid's screaming.
that's nasty. Glad I know brown.
One of my favorite pistols are in here is the Red Shoulder McMaster right now. The ones I got today, they top them off. For sure, they top them off. Here's a female coming over.
Yeah.
The boy looks so beautiful, whatever he's at. Oh, he's actually right here. He's right there. Come on, buddy. Show us your face.
Pam, is that your face on that ornament? No, I guess not.
no, it looks more like you, Bob.
No.
So I want to show you guys the latest tank I set up, the last one.
Cool.
Ta-da!
It's pretty.
Look
Oh
what's in
wow.
there.
Beautiful.
You see the color of the water, right?
Yeah.
I have rainbow fish. Those are ornatas, the dwarf rainbows.
What's giving it the tannin color?
Bob, I usually use this. It's the best I found out. It's from
Okay.
Amazon, Azo Plus. Very, very little bit of it. It goes a long way, bro. I tried a lot of different things, and then look, those one none of them died. I bought exactly 18 pieces of neon tetras. I paid $30 for all of them, and none of them died, by the way. And the day one, I put them in a soft water. They're thriving right now. They're doing good, but still, they got a long way to grow. That's a beautiful. My friend hated it. Before I had without the plants, he's like, "Oh, it looks better." I'm like, "Nah, dude. I like the plants. They do work. The filtration style. Taking the nitrate out of the water and stuff.
Hey, Daniel.
That's the baddest. Pretty. I like it. I enjoy aquascaping.
Yeah, how big a tank is it?
This is a 20-gallon, 22 gallon.
Ah, okay.
Next door, I have millipede right here.
I still smell that stuff. Dang.
Oh, he didn't want to be touched. He wasn't happy to be touched. Come here, buddy. Ah, here we go. Look at this thing. Oh, wait. Hold on.
Centipede,
No, it's a millipede.
millipede. Okay.
Check him out. Pretty nice.
Hi, GRB.
The second just climbing. I got a bunch of them, different colors.
Where'd you get them?
I got this one. You won't believe. Oops. You won't believe me if I tell you. That one I collected it, but I got another one here. I bought that one from Reptile Island store called Reptile Island in Orange County. Yeah, that one's right there. That one's really nice. Very clean.
That one you collected. I've got a couple like that I collected and put in one of
This is
my
different.
closures.
It just crawled out. This one called Pink Food. It's another. This one's from Canada. I bought that one. Look at the orange colors on it.
Pretty.
I want to get the Thai rainbow. I want to grab the Thai rainbows. They're really nice. I'm doing good. They're liking it. I didn't lose it. I have it for a few months already. I'm like, okay, I'm doing good with those. All right, I'm gonna step out. Thanks for having me up again.
Thanks.
Thank you, George.
Up, George.
Always has awesome stuff.
Yes, thank you.
Brandon, what have you been up to?
Hey, Rack.
Just I take care of my mom. She's a senior, and I help her. But my fish hobby keeps my mind, the stress helps me with the stress, and just she's getting pretty old, and I don't lose her one of these days, but it helps with the stress. So,
Yeah.
but this is my original tank, and I've had this one since 2016. It's the first one that I streamed online, and those figureheads when I bought them, they were like $35 a piece. Those were like real expensive. My mom got mad. Like, you paid $35 for those, and but they're really well made. I mean, really, it's not plastic or anything. It's really well made. I really like them. So,
Nice.
but I am not Robert. But thanks for letting me come up. It's been a while, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
I enjoy having you come up.
Good to see you.
I'll see you soon, okay? God bless.
You too. Dragon Lair says hello. He said don't pick up centipede spam.
No, I don't. I'm not going to. I have no plans to in the near future. Rack, if you want to come up and let us know what you've got going on in your world right now, you're welcome to, and the link is pinned at the top of the chat. Yep. Grasshopper says, click the link, Rack. You know you want to.
I hope he's still not fostering that grudge.
Oh, there he is. Hello. So you are Mr. Busy. You're going to tell everybody what you've got going on?
You guys. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes. I'm going to blow you up because I know you've got a lot that you've been doing, so we want to hear about it.
Yeah, it never stops around here. You open up a studio in your garage, and there's always something to do.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't said hello to Bob Kaler in a while, so hello, Codfather. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Why are we always yelling? Thank you so much for the post of the link. I'm uploading a YouTube video on Ratcross Studio YouTube channel right now that says there's 30 minutes left. I went for a walk around the river today and filmed birds and fish and flowers. Fantastic nature
Oh,
video.
wonderful.
Pam, I got a video clip of a great blue heron flying off with a foot-long
Oh,
trout.
oh my goodness. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
you got it. It's worth watching the video just to see that daggone thing. Hey, local Austin.
That is totally awesome.
Yeah, and this thing, I want to see if I can get this machine up here on camera. I just got this thing a couple of Fridays ago. You know what that is?
No.
It's
Never
a
seen it.
it's a fly tying vise,
Oh.
and that thread's
That's
hanging
kind of
off.
what, that's what I was going to say, but I didn't want to sound like an idiot, so I didn't say
No,
it.
you had it right, Pam. Yeah. So I've been tying my own flies,
Cool.
and so I made my own box to keep them in. I took a little Altoid. That's a little keeper, so you can not lose it in the river.
Yep.
But here's some of the flies I've been tying.
Very cool.
Yeah, so that's a wine cork on the deep side that I cut 4 times, and over on the shallow side, the lid is a magnet holding those larger flies. But I tied all of those, so I guess I'm back into fly fishing.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm gonna just mention, I started out, Pam, the last time you had me up, I had pictures of flies, exaggerated flies I'd tied out of wine stoppers, wine corks for the Tennessee State Makers Show. And so these are actually ones that you can fish with, but it's very artistic expression. It's very Appalachian indigenous. Now,
Oh yeah, they're very
people,
cool. I've been watching you show them on Facebook too. They're
oh,
real
thank
neat.
you. Thank you for doing that, Pam. And out there in Wyoming, huge trout fishing out there. And the flies are a little different because the flies are actually resembling bugs, real bugs that the trout eat. It's the entomology, the ichthyology, the being out there in it. It's just such positive headspace. It's amazing. So somehow, you walk on slippery rocks, eventually you fall down. I just picked up my fly rod from the shop today. I had new line put on it, Bob. First time in 12 years. So I was looking back at some old Facebook videos, and the last time I fly fished was 12 years ago.
I haven't fly fished in over 20 years. I fly fished in Florida a lot from my canoe.
Oh, wow.
But I've got a fluger rod that I'll send you if you want it by Ed sometime.
That's an excellent rod.
Yeah,
I'd rather you keep it and bring it up here and go fly fishing with me, Bob.
Oh Lord, I don't know if I can get out there on the rocks and stuff anymore.
Well, I got a spot where you don't have to.
Well, I got to get some new string put on it. It's been in my attic since '99 or 2000.
I guess that stuff dry rots.
I hope the rod's okay.
Should be.
I need to get cold to get up there and get my tackle box and all that stuff down.
I live here on the South Holston River, and that's a world-renowned trout river. The TWRA, Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, they say that there's between 12 and 15,000 trout per mile on this river. And
Wow.
People come from all over the world to fish it. And so today I was out there. I fished. I did some. I don't know if Pam, are you familiar? You are the Pond Life channel.
Yeah.
And I filmed the underwater koi. So I took my filming rig that I've refined over several years, polished, and I took it to the river and cast it with a large, heavy-duty rod and reel into the river, and filmed underwater plants, some beautiful aquatic plants, and trout underwater. And I filmed with my iPhone trout from above the surface, and the birds and the flowers. This video is going to be so cool. And if you watch it, I hope you will, because I think you will enjoy it.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
Well,
I have no
understand
doubt.
this. All of those clips, my wife and I gathered within 2 hours. We were walking around. There's a little island out there at this recreation area. We walked around the island. It's probably about a 45-minute walk if you don't stop. We stopped often to gather these clips and bird watch. And birds, flowers, fish. It just
Which
amazing.
channel are you downloading it to?
It's the Rat Cross Studio YouTube channel.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I want to look right now. Yeah,
Grasshopper will probably throw it up the channel.
It says it's public now, so it's titled
nice.
"A Walk at the River." And actually, I'm a mod. I might be able to post the link. Let me see.
Boro's trying to get me killed.
Is it okay if I try to post that link?
Of course.
Looks like Why Are We Always Yelling has Facebook up there. That's perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah, that should be just seconds old release.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna pull it up myself so I can watch it as soon as the stream's over with.
Yeah,
I would show it on here, but I'd probably they'd probably nick me for it. So because they're stupid that way. So, but I'm gonna pull it up just so that I can stop it and save it to watch as soon as this is over.
I might be able to show you the clip of the heron feeding, if you'd like to see it.
Oh, definitely.
I'm just gonna hold it up to the camera and let's see.
Okay, let me blow you up so we can see it bigger. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I've got it on my phone. Okay. Back. Also, while we were out there, the agency was stocking that area of the river with trout. So we got footage of the river being stocked with trout for fishing.
Oh, nice.
That time of year.
I'm not doing any good getting this video. Okay, this is going to be really quick. Here we go.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Oh, my goodness.
That fish is over 12 inches long. That's a whopper of a trout.
Very nice.
And we watched him. We weren't filming, but we watched him with our binoculars feed. And he stabbed that fish. So his beak was open.
Nice.
It was open, and it pierced through that large trout.
Wow.
In 2 places. He made sure he had it secured, and he took off to go to a feeding area.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't even, that's exciting even if you didn't get it on film, you know?
Yes, Why Are We Always Yelling? Promote Bird Garden as well. We still have a 24/7 live stream of our bird feeding station there. And
I'm gonna show you something that you missed the other night, though, Rack.
Yeah, please do. I was going to say
a little clip from one of my shows.
Oh,
don't go ahead.
Yeah, I am. It's a classic Bob.
Oh, God.
So you got to listen to the sound. It's a classic Bob moment.
It's a Ed moment.
Okay, I'm gonna I gotta hit the play, and you gotta listen. You gotta listen to what he says.
Can I ask an ignorant question? Like nobody else I know yet. Well, can I ask an ignorant question? Like nobody else I know yet. Well, can I ask an ignorant
bad.
That was bad.
Bob, did you feel guilty after you said that?
No, I've been
Not a
saving
bit.
that.
Not
I've
a
been
bit.
saving that from the Golden Girls like 30 years to use it. Rose said, "Can I ask a stupid question?" And Dorothy said, "Like nobody else I know."
I was in a debate with someone, and it wasn't really heated, but we were on opposing sides, and so we were kind of ratcheting up our rhetoric. And I may have mentioned that the other person, his behavior was similar to an asshole. And
Uh-oh.
yeah, and the other person said, "I'm not an asshole," and I said, "Don't sell yourself short. You're a terrific asshole."
My God.
And it had nothing to do with the data in the debate, but the voters, the listeners, it really swayed them. It was good rhetoric, it turned out.
It's funny.
Yeah. So I forgot, Pam. How do I upload pictures here? Is it that present? Yeah, slides.
Yeah, hit present, and then it'll show up on a box down that I can click on.
Let's see.
We've got a couple of bird feeders over at the Ark now, rack, and we're having all kinds of birds that.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
What do you got in the feeders, Bob?
There's wild bird seed premium, but there's also this black sunflower seed.
That's the best, black oil sunflower.
Yeah.
I don't have my pictures I was going to show you, Pam, formatted yet. They're still off of my cell phone. I haven't converted them to JPEG and so I can't upload those. Well, Bob, that's what I always recommend. As a matter of fact, for whatever reason, I was interviewed on a sports talk show, and they wanted to talk about bird feeding stations. And I said the simplest thing is to put out the black oil sunflower seed however you can. I've even used an old Frisbee, and birds don't care. I'd recommend putting a hole in whatever you use so it drains rainwater, what have you. But that black oil sunflower will attract most of the birds here in the east. And then the other seeds, then you just add to the variety as you add different foods. Right now, the suet is really important to the nesting birds. I was going to say we have our red-headed woodpeckers back. If you check out the Bird Garden channel, you can see that. Dragonfly's got rose-breasted grosbeaks. That's cool. And my gosh, those things, they have an appetite. He's probably filling his feeders more often than I am.
We've got 2 cakes of the suet up 2 different places, and they're going through it.
You got some woodpeckers on it?
There's a small pair of the
Downy?
Yeah. One of the volunteers really is a birder, and she even knows the calls and stuff. And
I used to put out the little suet things. I'd get my favorite thing that I'd get on them was the nuthatches.
Oh yeah, I love the nuthatches. They're the only bird that can crawl down a tree.
Yeah,
they're amazing. I love those guys. And that suet cake, pre-shutdown was like a buck a cake, and birds love it. Now it may be $3, but still, it's like a rendered fat, and some of it has fruit in it, some of it had nuts or both. And man, the birds are crazy about that.
Yeah. But the nuthatches used to really love coming to the suet cakes.
Well, I don't know if it's just me. I don't think it is. I don't mean to speak for everyone, but it just seems like birds are so calming, and they offer a positive headspace. They take your mind off what's bugging you for a minute if you can watch them.
I agree. We put both of them where the cats could see them, but not near them, and one's near to the office window. So we're always over there when we're supposed to be doing some paperwork, looking out at the birds.
It's a distraction. Blame it on the birds. Yeah.
There was some kind of Oriole that I was trying to identify, and Abby wasn't there that day, and I thought it was a Baltimore Oriole, but I knew it wasn't. And it was some other Oriole that she said she had never seen it, but she records the birds, and then she has an app that says what they were, and it comes up on her app, but she's never seen it still. But I took pictures of it and sent it that day to her.
It's an orchard Oriole.
I don't think that's what she called it.
That's the only other one we have here in the eastern United States.
Is there another slang name for it, or
probably there's an older name? Yeah. But that app you mentioned, now that's phenomenal. One that recognizes the bird song and will tell you about the song. It's called Merlin.
Yeah, that's what she said.
And it's by Cornell University, so it's a good app. It's here's my app. It's number one on my app page. Number one, Merlin.
Yep. Everything Cornell has is awesome. Their cat stuff and everything.
So I turned it on at the river today for the last time and did a recording. That's not showing up. I apologize. The last one it identified was an American robin. And then here's another trip. And so it gives you a picture of the birds. A sonogram is at the top. This is a free app, by the way. I highly recommend it. A sonogram that just shows you anything that comes in through the microphone of your phone. And then here are all the birds that it identified. This first one here is a blue-gray gnatcatcher. So if I hit the down arrow, it gives me examples of blue-gray gnatcatcher songs that have been recorded and uploaded in the Cornell University database. So you can compare what you're hearing and seeing on the sonogram to all of those things. And if you click on the blue-gray gnatcatcher, it's not doing it on a saved one. It'll take you to another app to show you more pictures of the bird.
Nice.
Yeah, from different angles, male, female, different seasonal plumage. But that Merlin is a free app. And then listen, Bob, it's 85% accurate. That's different than 100%. So today at the river, it identified a black phoebe for me. A black phoebe I've seen before in Arizona. And on another trip, it identified a lesser goldfinch. We have the American goldfinch.
Right.
I've seen the lesser goldfinch, also a western bird. And what happens is it hears two or three birds singing at the same time and hybridizes them, or it just misinterprets due to the mechanics of my phone. It's not a real audio file. It's just an iPhone. So it's 85%. So I like to double verify when I use Merlin, but for a beginning birder, it's an excellent baseline. Even if it's not 100% accurate, it's better than nothing. Here you can see, I don't know if you can see or not, but it's identified a Carolina chickadee and a black-capped chickadee.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the black-capped chickadee we don't have around here. So it just misinterpreted the call of a Carolina chickadee. And a spotted sandpiper was not there that day. That was just a conglomerate of all the other birds that it was hearing.
Yeah.
There's kingfisher. That's my Tennessee Fish Mafia name, Kingfisher.
Right.
Carolina wren, song sparrow, American goldfinch, northern parula. That's a migrant. Definitely heard that bird. Just got here. Just migrated up. Yellow-throated warbler, new. These birds at the top have been here for 1 week after overwintering probably south of the Yucatan Peninsula, maybe even South America.
Nice.
So they're just now getting here.
It
What's
was,
the app called? You just said it's Merlin?
Yeah,
Merlin? Is that what it is?
MERLIN, Merlin Bird ID.
well, when Abby brought it up on her Merlin and sent me the picture, I'm like, that's it, because it had too much white and too much red to be a Baltimore Oriole. I'm like, no, something's wrong. It's not. I know what they look like, and it's just too much white on the wings and too much red underneath. There was a new little bird that I saw when I went out this evening over there. I've got to figure out what it is. It looked like the size of and shape of a sparrow, but maybe a little smaller, and it had almost a chartreuse lime belly, the whole front of it. Never seen one of those.
It may have been a migratory warbler.
Maybe.
A lot of the warblers have yellow bellies. Today we saw a white-eyed vireo. That was a pretty cool bird, migrant to see. Doesn't overwinter here.
We were having the very first birds we saw were a pair of our state bird.
Mockingbird. Northern
Oh.
mockingbird.
Oh yeah, it's not our state bird. Never mind. It's that is, but it's the red bird.
Cardinal, Virginia
Yep.
state bird.
Yep.
The northern cardinal is actually the state bird for 7 states.
Well, they backed off though after birds started coming. They really backed off. We hardly ever see them now.
They've got a territory, and they're feeding babies, and they're not lounging around anymore.
I guess.
I've got a
Okay,
picture
fine.
of
Catch you later. Take care out there.
someone leaving so long.
Yeah,
Hey.
Divine's getting he's like on paramedic duty.
That's right.
He's getting a call.
I don't know if you have any grandchildren, Pam, but I'm blessed to have some grandchildren. I once recently told my granddaughter via the telephone, FaceTime, to eat her veggies. And I got a picture of her response. Can I share it with you?
Yes.
I told my 6-year-old granddaughter to eat her veggies. Oh, the sass.
She probably wouldn't enjoy hearing the boogers and broccoli joke.
Oh, that guy's pretty.
Yeah, that's our red-headed woodpecker. There's at least 3 of them. The most we've had is 7 different ones. Sometimes you just got to go fishing.
They decided that little hawk that I sent you the picture of or the video of was a not the Cooper, but the other one,
Sharp shin.
sharp shin. Yeah. He was hanging out there yesterday.
Very pretty.
Beautiful.
That's where we're going fishing, Bob. When you get that rod fixed and you come up
Yeah.
here,
All right.
South Holston River.
What do you float on out there?
There's lots of guide boats using the drift boats, but there's also some good bank and bridge fishing.
Yeah, I like that. I used to have one of those canoes, the canoe things.
Yep.
And those were great in the backwaters in Florida. But
I had a kayak that I paddled across the Okefenokee Swamp. It took me about 3 days.
the gators laughed and laughed.
Bob, the swamp was carpeted in alligators. I couldn't believe it.
Laughed
But I
and
was
laughed.
only attacked by one. Have I told you that story, Bob?
No.
It was a 31-mile trip. Me and my ex-wife. That may explain the ex-wife part. We paddled across the Okefenokee Swamp and got attacked by an alligator at mile marker 16.
Wait a minute. I think you had a video of that, didn't you?
Probably.
It was up at eye level or something.
Yeah, it came eye level off of those paddocks, and then right
Yes.
before it got, I talked to a naturalist who specializes in alligators. He's a herpetologist, and he said, did it turn away at the last minute? I said, yeah, it jumped off the paddock, and then the last foot that was on land pushed it sideways, so it went in the swamp and rocked our kayak, got rocked in its wake. And he said that was a male alligator. Had it been a female, it would have been on the boat with us.
Mm-mm.
So thank God it was a male.
Yeah.
Here's a video from that same river last week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, if you're into watching fish.
It's nice and clear.
Yeah, it's a beautiful river. And then today I was able to use my koi technique and get the camera in the water, did underwater footage today.
You guys remember my canoe story? I know I've probably told it before. I don't know if I told it when Rack was here before or not.
No, I don't think I've heard it.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
what was it?
I'll tell you. I know Bob's heard it before, but I'll tell it anyway. It was back when I was married, and I had a canoe that my brother-in-law had made, and when he died, my sister gave it to me. It was a handmade canoe, but it was a fiberglass canoe. It had a seat on one side of it, and on the other side, it didn't have anything, so you had to kind of sit in the V of the canoe.
Yep.
And when you climbed in, it had like 6 inches of freeboard. So we took it up to Lost Lake, up on Mount Hood, to go fishing for a week. And my ex-husband's parents came with us, and I was about 6 months pregnant. And so every morning, my ex-husband and I would get in the canoe, and we would troll around the lake for trout, right?
Yep.
And it was in May, and it was really cold, and it was snowing. It was that cold, and Lost Lake is pretty high up in the mountains, so it's like really cold water, right? Plus, it was snowing. But my ex-husband was kind of a jerk at times, but he had to make sure that he got the seat, right? So I had to sit in the V all the time because he had to have that seat. So he always like pushed off. He would like have the canoe up to where the seat was up on the shore, and he'd have me get in the canoe, and then he would shove off and jump in, and we'd go fishing all day. And this one morning, for some reason, the night before, he'd pulled in backwards. So he told me that I had to shove off and jump into the canoe because he had to have the seat, and it was out in the water, so he was going to get in first. So I was like really super nervous because I knew if I got my feet wet, because it was so cold, if I got my feet wet at all, he was going to be yelling at me all day long, right? So I still remember I got my hands on the side of the canoe, and I like shoved off and kind of jumped in one motion, and the canoe just kind of went like that, you know? And I sat down because I got in. I was proud of myself. I got canoe out. I didn't get my feet wet. And I sat down and I looked up and he wasn't there.
Oh, no.
And I'm sitting there and I kind of look off to the side and he's like standing there in waist deep water. And he was not happy.
You did that.
He was not happy at all. And the tackle box had fallen out, so he had to bend over in the water and get the tackle box too. And he had on like a flannel shirt and a vest and all that nice warm stuff that was totally soaking wet. So we're like walking back. I remember we're walking back up to camp, and he's ahead of me, and he's sloshing with every step. And I'm trying so hard not to just die laughing, right? So we get back up to camp, and we had taken 2 camping spots because his parents had gone with us. So we had one spot with our tent, and then they had a spot that they had their camper and stuff. So we got back into camp, and his mom is just having a fit, saying he's going to die of pneumonia. And she runs in the camper, and she's got like a bunch of towels, and he's sitting at the picnic table, and she's drying him off, and she's going on and on about how he's going to get pneumonia. And I was sitting at the other picnic table, and every time she looked up and glared at me, I'd burst out laughing. Oh God. But I looked over, and while I was sitting there laughing and his mom was furious and drying him off and fussing over him, his dad was sitting like on the steps of the camper, like totally staring at the top of his beer bottle. And I know damn good and well it was because if he would have looked up, he would have laughed, and then he would have been in trouble for a year.
Yep. You would have been a traitor.
Yep. So that's my canoe story.
Well, I've heard similar stories, Pam. You're not the only one.
But really, when I look back on it now, I think what an ass he was. He had to get the seat no matter what. And here I was 6 months pregnant, and I had to sit in the V all the time.
That's unfair.
I mean, he was an asshole. He deserved it. Yeah. He absolutely deserved to get thrown in the lake. So there you go.
Pam, you're over 1.7K K subscribers. Is that right?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
My my new channel has 57 subscribers. If anybody wants to hop over to Ratcross Studio
Well, I know I'm already subscribed, but I
YouTube, you're
know
one of the you're one of
Grasshopper
the
can throw it
57.
out there, and everybody go subscribe to Rack for him, please.
Yeah, we could get to 60 tonight. That would be a landmark. If you're into that kind of thing, thank you for your consideration. Wowway on the ball. Thank you so much. And
My other favorite.
I'm interacting, Pam. A couple of the people you've introduced me to here, you're wonderful people, are following me on Facebook, and I think
That's
they
good.
are subscribers. So it's very cool. Thank you guys very much.
Cool, yeah. Right now we have about half of the people in here are, or maybe even more than half, but at least half of them in here are from the King Frostmer channel that kind of came over with.
Yeah. Well, thank you
with
guys.
me on my
And welcome.
channel,
I try to
so.
be entertaining over there, so enjoy. I don't know how much I owe Bob to get him to subscribe. Bob, when you come up fishing, I'll buy your lunch if you'll subscribe to my channel.
Which one, Rat?
Ratcross Video. It's
Huh?
the only one you're not subscribed to.
Hard to say. I will.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
I'm
you
gonna
guys,
double check. I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed, but
Pam, you are.
yeah, it's pretty sure I was.
Yeah. Yeah, every night I check it. I make a prayer list, and I pray for everybody that's not a subscriber. I should pray for my subscribers, but I pray that the non-subscribers will become subscribers, so I don't get a lot of sleep. That's a lot of people. I don't pray for them. I should. I don't. Tonight I may make a blanket statement in my prayers just because I said that.
Hi, Belinda's Crystal and Succulent Garden. Very nice. You want to hear my other ex-husband story? It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a horseback riding story.
Oh, that's good.
We were out riding our horses, and it was in eastern Washington, so it's like semi-arid, so it's like sagebrush and rock and that type of stuff, right? That type of country. And me and my ex-husband were out riding, and he told me that he had to go to the bathroom. So he stopped and got off his horse and handed me the reins to hold on to, so I'm sitting on my horse and holding the reins to his horse. And I look over, and I don't know what it is about men, maybe you would know, but they seem to always want to stand on the highest ground. So he's standing with his back to me, like taking a leak.
Yeah.
And I look, and I notice that he's actually standing on an anthill.
Oh, God.
Like one of those with the red ants that have
God.
their heads are as big as their bodies, and they have these huge pincers. I mean, they're kind of vicious. But they make these anthills that are out of gravel and stuff, And he's standing in the middle of that. And I started to say something, and I thought, it's really not my business where he goes to the bathroom,
hey, Blacky.
So I decided not to say anything. Hey, Blacky. So
Hey, Dr. Black.
he gets done with doing his thing, and he comes back and he gets the reins of his horse from me. And I remember he looked at me and he says, "What are you grinning at?" I said, "Nothing." And he grabs the reins and he like jumps on his horse and he gets ahead of me on the trail. And we hadn't gone like maybe 12 feet. And all of a sudden he's like, "Jesus Christ, what the hell?" And he's like grabbing his pant legs, jumped off his horse and whipped down his pants, and he's slapping his legs. And I was laughing my ass off. I was laughing so hard I almost fell off my horse. And I maybe would have got away with it, but when he said, "What the hell?" I said, "It's probably ants." And I started laughing.
You're so funny, Pam. You tickled yourself. Well, that's a cute story, and there's a lot of psychology there I'm not going near, but I love the story.
Oh. Yeah, He was always good. Oh, my favorite story about him, though. And this one, it's going to sound like I made it up, but honest to God, this really happened. I'm going to tell. And he is. My ex is very smart, but he's not. He's like book smart. You know, he doesn't have the common sense. But you'll remember, like, he can read a book review and never read the book, and 5 years later he's still going to remember the title of the book and who wrote it and all that stuff, right? He's very, very smart that way. But anyway, I had left him because he had a really bad temper and stuff.
Yeah.
So I had left him, and I was talking to one of my girlfriends on the phone one day, and this was like years ago, so it was a phone, plug-in-the-wall phone, right? So I was talking to her, and I saw him pull up in the driveway. So I told her, just a minute, I've got to tell him to get lost. So I locked the door, and he came up to the door, and he knocked, and I said, the kids are at church camp, and there's no reason for you to be here, so I'm not going to open the door. Well, he kicked the door down.
Oh,
broke
man.
the door frame and everything, you know, and he kicked the door down. And he comes in and he yanked the phone out of the wall. Yanked the cord out of the wall. Right. So I took off he was like in front of the front door. So I took off and went out the back door and was running for my car. Because I lived way the hell out in the country with no neighbors or anything. And he beat me out to my car and raised the hood and pulled the distributor cap off of it. So I wasn't going anywhere,
Wow.
right? So I just went back in the house because there's nothing else I could do. Went back in the house and I sat down in my chair, and he came in and he's like breathing hard from running and stuff, and his face is all red, and he's breathing hard, and he's like standing with his arms crossed kind of over the top of me while I'm sitting in my chair. And when he can catch his breath, he told me, he says, I didn't come up here to see the kids. I came up here to see you because there's something I wanted to tell you. And I was like, okay, so go ahead. And he looked at me and he said, I wanted to tell you that I took an anger management class, and will you take me back now? And I had to like hold my breath so I wouldn't burst out laughing. And after a few seconds, I looked at him and I said, and did you pass? And he just like, I think it dawned on him what he did. And he didn't say another word. He just like went out and put the distributor cap back on my car, and he left without saying another word. So, yeah, that's my other ex story.
Well, maybe he was on the right track. He just hadn't finished his journey yet.
But it sounds like something I'd make up or something. But honest to God, he said that. He did that, and he said that. And after he left, I just sat there kind of like in disbelief, and then I started laughing my ass off. It's like, oh my God.
So your answer was, no, not right now. We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey.
Hi, I made it.
Very nice.
It's quite impressive. Honestly, I was so sure that I would be here on time. I was up at 7 o'clock this morning. I was doing all my stuff, but still, here I am.
Yeah. No, you made it though. That's always good. You're later than normal, but that's all right.
Hey,
As
Sarah.
they say, better late than never. Hi, Bob.
So, Rack,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard, you probably have, because it's big news in the artistic community. I'm an artist now.
No, I have not heard. Tell me about it.
Well, that's all there is to tell.
What
I've done-
medium are you working in?
Acrylic.
Well, I'm not surprised, and congratulations.
Yeah. I've done one piece.
Yeah. Can you
Oh,
show
yeah.
it, or did you sell it already? What's up?
No,
Yeah.
you got to show it to us. I'll blow you up, Bob. You got it there?
I can send you the picture, I think. Hold on. I learned a lot doing it. Made a lot of mistakes.
Cool.
Let's see. It was kind of fun.
I bet.
Got it everywhere. Oh.
Yep, he's painting with his balls.
Actually, I was painting with balls. The technique I saw on YouTube or somewhere, so I thought I can do that.
Yeah, good. Because you can.
All right. So, where are you, Pam? You're usually right up there in my top bar. For some reason, you've fallen off the top bar, Pam.
Sarah, I'm tying fishing flies.
I guess it was something like that after what we saw last time. So they're ones to actually fish with?
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Bob, did you find your painting?
Yep, I'm going to show it to you right now.
All right. Ooh, yeah, love it. Love it. Love it.
Where's the other? Oh, there's more. There's better ones of it, but I got it. Hold on a second.
That's outstanding,
I
Kayla.
go to the next one. Oh,
I did name it. I don't think I told you that, Pam and Sarah.
Oh, did you name it? What'd you name it?
Bird's Eye View.
Nice. Nice.
Very good.
What is that on watercolor paper or what's the medium there?
I'm not sure what the paper is. It was whatever the 4 cheapest shades were. I just grabbed them at Hobby Lobby.
Okay. I love it, Bob. What inspired you?
Sitting in Pam's art streams, not having anything to do while they were drawing.
Way to go, Pam. You get the credit.
I like how it turned out. I think it's awesome.
I do too.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with it, Bob?
I don't know.
Are we going to auction it?
No, nobody wants that.
Bob. Everybody wants it.
No.
Yeah. Does it have a sentimental value to you? You don't want to part with it?
No.
Well, you should let someone else offer to buy it, whether you think they should or not. And that's me saying you should. That's a bad thing, I know.
That should behavior, yeah.
Now, I mean, Blacky said the same thing, right, Sarah?
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
And now, who's an artist? Blacky is.
Yeah. The technique was real simple. You just use like a frame without anything in it and put the paper under the frame and have all of it on something you can tilt, and you drop a couple of balls. Literally, that's why they said I painted with my balls out of some gesso and roll them around however you want and then fill it in.
What was do you remember the channel that showed you that on YouTube? I'd like to watch it.
I don't. It just something I'd have to go way back in my search history to find it.
I love it. I love it. It's abstract. It's folk artish. I'm a colorist, so you definitely hit the colors there. It's beautiful.
I decided I didn't like the colors after I did it, that I wanted.
Oh, I love the colors.
Well, they're okay, but I wish I had darker colors for whatever I do next. But
so you're going to do another one in darker colors?
If I can find something that's a third grader can do, yeah.
No, that's not a good comparison, Bob. I know how you feel, and there's insecurity.
No, I was just joking when I said I'm an artist.
You are an artist.
It was fun though to do it.
Do we want to? Anybody want to bid on that? Would you sell it, Bob, if you got a bid?
Maybe.
Well, throw it out there. Anybody want to bid on that? Pam, is that all right? Sell Bob's art
That's
tonight?
absolutely, of course. They were asking, a couple people were asking him about it the other night, but he said he wasn't going to sell it.
I guarantee it. I know. Well, it's his first piece. You got to. I know his sensitivities. So, what size is it, Bob?
8.5 by 11, I guess. It's like a standard picture frame.
Yeah, 8.5 by 11. So, I mean, it's close to 80 plus square inches, and it's his first piece, so that adds value. And show it again, Pam. I find it very easy to enjoy, again, because I'm a colorist. Sarah, you got any thoughts on Bob's work?
Oh, and
I-
he lost it.
I
Yeah.
love it. What I've been thinking is it's just been so exciting to see him go from feeling inspired to
Yes.
feeling like that inspired that it was motivated to go out and get all the material. So it's been so
Yeah.
great.
Bob,
what?
what you did, you did your first bungee jump. You
Yeah.
scooched up to the edge and looked down and said, man, that's scary, but I'm going to do it. And you did it. I'm proud of you. Good job.
Huawei says it's in the style of rack. I don't think so.
No, it's better than mine. I like it.
No, I wasn't trying to make it look like anything. I was just painting in lines that were random.
You got a minimalist abstract work there. It's absolutely gorgeous. And you said that was acrylic, right?
It's acrylic.
And it's titled Bird's Eye View.
Yep. Because I thought I kind of, some of the look like bodies of ponds or country roads or something sort of.
Yeah, somebody ought to bid on that. So you hear us talk, Bob, about what we charge for our art. Pam's the only one that has really clear direction. And she sells her little, what do you call the ACO, ACEO?
ACEO cards, yeah.
Yeah, ACO card. What they start usually at $35 and go up
I usually let them start at 20.
at 20.
Yeah,
And you've been an artist for how long?
forever.
Forever. So, Bob, I would say $20 is a minimum offer for your beautiful work. I mean, $10 wouldn't hardly cover your time and your materials. And then it's just up to the person. Is that? Well, I'd rather have that than $20. And I see $20 bills nearly every day, any day I want to. But man, a work like that, I don't get to see very often. I've never seen one like it. It's totally
Hi,
original.
Daniel.
Good night, Daniel.
See you later, Daniel.
Hi, bye, Dan. And hello,
Daniel
everyone.
Velez. Hey, Mikey.
Hey, Dr. Black.
Have you started another work, Mike?
I don't think so. Maybe.
You hope nobody else has a baby during the live stream.
Who had a baby?
He had to go help somebody have a baby. Divine.
Oh, I
Here.
see.
Less than 100. Is that your bid, Huawei?
Huawei's bidding? Wow. You don't know how to draw them out, Bob.
People's time's worth money. I guess, but I just sit and played in the stream. I didn't really do anything.
Have you started another work, Bob?
No.
The thing is that there's sort of a vulnerability in art making and just offering and getting to be witness to that in somebody else and getting to see like into someone else's sort of that sort of side of them is something really beautiful to share and experience. I think.
I totally agree, Sarah. It takes me back. I remember years ago when my first piece, I let the public view.
Hmm.
It was very scary, and I was very self-deprecating.
It is scary.
Will there be more work, Bob?
I don't know. I've got all that acrylic paint and paper and stuff, so probably.
Yeah, so you got to do some more.
I spent $100 on that crap, so I guess there will be.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about your experience, Bob. Was that therapeutic? Did you enjoy it? Was it frustrating? What was
I
that?
enjoyed it. No, I enjoyed it. There were a lot of mistakes. I thought I knew how to do it better than I did, but
I think for your first thing that you did, I think it's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, I agree, Pam.
Me too.
Yeah.
You realize that I just dropped some balls in there that had paint on them and let them roll around and then colored between the lines.
Yeah, but you still have to decide what color to put where, and then you did that really cool thing where you like put extra color on afterwards.
Yep, and you operated the process.
Yep.
And it's like every decision that you make, like, is your decision, and that came from somewhere in you to make each and every choice.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Exactly. Somebody else you could hand the same paint and everything to somebody else, and it would turn out totally different. So
I hope so. I would hope so.
Bob, in my old age, I've started doing series. I'll do what you just did. I'd do it 10 times.
Well, I could definitely do another one.
And things will change. The learning curve will happen during the process.
Huawei screenshotted it. He bootlegged it.
Yeah.
Bad Bob.
and
Sign
Nola
it, Bob.
thinks you should sign them Bad Bob. Yep. # Bad Bob.
Did you sign it, Bob?
No, I didn't even think about signing it.
You got that's the last thing you do on a painting, right? Just go ahead and sign it.
How much? Asking for a friend.
I think I'd like to have it, Bob. Would you sell it to me?
No, I'll give it to you though.
No, I won't take it. I'll buy it.
I won't sell it.
Well, Pam knows I'm not going to contribute to anyone being a starving artist. We need to get in the habit of supporting one another.
Do I look like I'm starving?
Well, you don't want to impact the guy who is. Okay, somebody bid $300,000. Who's that?
That's not the minimum though yet.
He didn't reach the reserve. 300. Oh, it's it's a scam. I mean, it's legit. Well, I want to bid on it, Bob. Will you auction it tonight?
I don't think people really are that interested in it, and I really don't feel comfortable charging people for it. So,
but I am. I'm interested, and I don't want to take it cheap if somebody wants it more than I do. Blacky, you don't have another piece tonight?
No, I did start working on my version of Chappie's logo.
That's
the
nice.
other night, but yeah, it's not really.
I thought about doing that too since he said that, but then I said no, I can't do that.
I'm gonna give it a go as well, but I got 2 different places that I'm gonna go with it, I think, and see what happens. But who knows? Not yet.
None yet tonight, Sarah?
of Chappie's, like, because I was going to have a go as well of doing Chappie's logo.
Yeah.
You were saying the other day. I have pictures, but I don't know. Like, we had a good day the other day, and I've still got a few bits here sitting around, but I decided I'm going to work on this one and try and get it closer.
Yeah.
Tonight. It's funny. I get the habit of saying tonight because that's what you guys all say, but it's actually just the afternoon for me. Afternoon.
Thanks for making us feel comfortable.
It's just sort of comes out, and then I go, oh, hang on, it's not tonight for me. But but if you like, I can show you some pictures if you want to look at pictures. Otherwise,
Yeah, show 'em.
But like most of the people on here might be bored of seeing the ones that are finished here.
That's the one that I love.
The base makes me think of a seal, how a seal waddles.
Yeah, I like how it came out.
That's a
Such
new
really
one.
It's black.
What did you say, Mikey?
I said it's such a deep, intense black. That base black.
Very satisfying, isn't it?
Very.
Craig wants to know if he sends you a picture, Pam, if you'll draw it for money, for pay.
I've got some French here.
Trash Cat wants to know, Bob, can you paint me like one of your French girls?
Yeah.
I already did, Trash Cat. I mean, yeah, I can do that.
Hey, I got a call for artists from the Tulsa airport in Oklahoma because I'm a mobile artist. They want to commission a hanging piece of art, and the
Nice.
the commission is for $250,000.
Far out.
Plus, they'll pay $2,000 for a trip for you to present to their board.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just I don't have anything that scale. I have 0 pieces that scale, but I was very fortunate to get the call for art. That was nice.
Yeah.
Do they put any of the money up front so you can get materials and stuff to use?
Yeah, well, so they give you the $2,000 to present, and then if you're selected, you get the award in advance.
Yeah, right. Pretty rad.
I feel like that would be so daunting.
Yeah, that too.
To get, to get it and to have the payment and then have to fulfill.
I would love it. It makes me wish I had 3,000 square feet instead of 300 to work in. I just can't build that scale in my garage. It needs a warehouse.
We had I think in our local area the council wanted like a art piece for in a roundabout, and so they got someone to do it based on the concept, and then when it came out, and I can't remember the whole story because something happened that he couldn't fulfill it the way that it was supposed to be, and so how it turned out, and then the whole community was like complaining about this, and they end up taking it down because everyone was saying it was I don't know, an eyesore and stuff. And
Pam?
yeah, he was a good and legit artist. It just didn't. That project didn't work out, and I feel like that must have been so hard to go through that. And I can't remember. I remember reading, never sort of really big publicly, but from something more quietly, like explaining some of the extenuating circumstances, that it wasn't actually meant to be quite like that. And but still, he got so much flack for it.
Right. So for an artist like me with no space, then you have to rely on a fabricator. So you turn your plans over to a fabricator, and
Yeah.
it may not represent your work at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that it would take a lot of guts.
Pam, how long are you going to stream?
Oh, I don't know. Probably another half an hour, maybe.
Okay.
Why?
Well, I'm not going to open these tubes up for that short time.
Well, I might go longer than that if everybody's like busy doing stuff and interested. I'll stay on.
Well, they won't be interested, that's for sure. It's just so easy to work with that, but that'd be about the prep work, I guess. I should have started earlier.
Do it, Bob.
Yep, go ahead and start it, Bob. We'll stay on.
It took me a long time to cover.
Everybody wants to see you roll your balls.
I'm not rolling my balls. I've got a couple other ideas.
Branching out already. Good to see.
Already. Yeah, I've got to get all this talent out. Can't contain it.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, let me take a little break, Bob. I'm interested in what you do. Thanks, Divine.
Oops. Pam, did you see Craig's comment about sending you a picture of one of his fish in the future?
Yeah, I answered him down a couple lines down from that.
So you did.
Yes.
Getting dark. Jesus, that's bright.
So I can't make my lights any better, and I just always feel like I'm a shining ghost.
I still think you should cover the window behind you.
Yeah, but I need to actually get something to cover it with. I used to have pet But then when I moved into the last house, I had blinds already on all the windows. And in the end, I think I kept it. Hi, Amy.
96 hours, Jeff will be born. Blacky is in a different spot. What's up with that?
I was all set up, ready to go outside not long before I came on, and then it started piddling down with rain and blowing in sideways on all of my equipment. So I had to tear everything down real quick and bring it inside. And then no sooner had I sat down in here and gone to log on, the rain had stopped and the wind had dropped down.
Damn it.
So it could have still been out there, but it is a couple of degrees warmer in here.
Do you get snow there where you're at?
No. I've never even seen the stuff in my lifetime.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Well, when you and Sarah come to visit, hopefully it'll snow.
Come to Wyoming and it'll snow.
I also haven't seen snow, but on my eldest son's 6th birthday, there's a big theme park that he wanted to go to that's just up on the Gold Coast, and so we took him there with my niece, and they were having it's the middle of winter when his birthday is, and they were saying, oh, it's going to snow at Dream World, and they had all these ads of kids in the snow and building snowmen and stuff, and I knew it's not real snow, right? It's just fake snow, but I was like, oh yeah, that'll be fun for the kids. So and it happens at the end of the day when they usually close the park, then they open it up for the whatever it was, the Winter Wonderland, some nonsense. Anyway, so we did it, and you know what it was? It was this big, huge tarp that was kind of attached to one of those barricade fences and came down, and they let people in little groups, and it had crushed ice, a snow cone, but just a bit of it. Built a snowman, took a picture. We'd have to dig for it now to find it, but this was the tallest snowman that we could build. Ice together to build a little tiny little snowman, and it was so ridiculous.
What a rort.
Such a rort. I was yeah, and their ads had snow falling from the sky and happy kids and snowmen taller than the children were. Hi, stinky face. Okay. She ate something stinky. And she doesn't understand why I don't love her quite as much today as usual. I do, but I just don't want her near me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You smell real bad.
I remember when I was working at the bear sanctuary, I was watching these two bears. It was Jake and Maggie that would go out and play together. And it was during the winter time. Maggie was pretty smart and Jake was gorgeous but not real bright. But Maggie figured out how to actually make a snowball. And she was throwing snowballs at Jake. She was making snowballs and throwing them at Jake. And he didn't like it very much. But then I saw him get even with her kind of accidentally one time. They had thrown a deer carcass out just for the bears to play with. So he was smelling it and stuff. And somehow he got his nose down in it. And when he raised up, he had the skull was attached to his nose. And it had the horns and stuff, coming out of his head. and he raised his head up, and it scared the shit out of Maggie, and she took off running. And you could see the wheels clicking in his head. Oh, it scares her. And then he like is chasing her all over the enclosure with the skull on his head. And she was running terrified. It was pretty funny.
Hey, Kenny.
Most people don't realize that bears have the intelligence of about an average 6 to 7 year old child. That's how smart bears are.
Hey, Kenny.
Hey, Kenny.
Hey, Kenny.
If you want to come up and join us, Kenny, the link is up at the top. I pinned the link to the top.
All right, let's. Oh, that's not anything good. I need to figure this out. Pam, I have 61 subscribers to my YouTube channel.
Oh, I
thank you very much.
That's an addition of a couple, right?
Oh, several. That's a new milestone. 60.
I did go
62
out.
subscribers.
I did copy the link, and it was a bogus link that Huawei's got out there.
63 subscribers. Somebody's finding it. It's you
wouldn't.
guys. Thank you very much.
You guys, if you have not subscribed
Cat,
to
thank
Rack,
you. Craig's Catfish.
please
Try it again.
if you haven't yet.
I can probably do that. I don't do Facebook, but I do. I don't really do YouTube either. But I can do that. Sort
No,
of
let
thing.
Dom give her that
Just
idea.
put up a couple of shorts on my YouTube thing, but not anything exciting. What's that called?
And Rack bid $20 for your painting, Bob.
It ain't happening. Oh,
If I win, you can bring it. Thanks, Dragonlar. I appreciate it. Just bring it with you when you come, Bob.
I will.
If I win. But I mean, it's your first piece, and I know you got some hidden creativity, and it's eked out there in your first one. I want your first one. Where is Ed tonight? Why isn't Ed here?
Oh, Ed, I don't send him a link for Tuesday nights because Tuesday nights is he told me Tuesday nights is the night that he spends with his dad.
I see.
So it's kind of a tradition, weekly tradition on Tuesday nights to spend it together. So I don't want to interfere with that because I think that that's pretty awesome.
I agree. I got to meet Ed's dad. Pretty cool guy.
Is it? Yeah, I've met him a couple of times. He's been to the art too. Is it the Facebook Rat Cross Studio?
Well, that's one you need to follow, and then the YouTube Rat Cross Studio is the one that I released the video that I made today on, including the fish being carried away by the bird.
Yeah.
And the underwater. Just like the koi recordings, I did it in the wild and recorded trout.
Okay, let me try again.
Rat Cross Studio on YouTube.
I got it.
Thank you, Sarah.
I used so Sam had something up that said So Mr.
Oh, there
Fly.
it is.
That's how I searched it up.
Yeah, so Mr. Fly. So I don't know if any of you young cats remember, but back in the day when you signed up for a Google account, it was for Gmail, and they assigned you a username. So I'm talking I mean, back when you would still hear the fax machine connection to the internet, Gmail assigned me the username So Mr. Fly. So that's the available name I had for my newest YouTube account, So Mr. Fly. And it's odd because now I'm tying flies.
Fitting.
Predicting the future.
It's very odd that way, right? I mean, like there really are no coincidences in the universe.
Maybe you've just subconsciously been looking for a way to bring that name to fruition.
Yeah, it's impacted me. I can't escape it.
I saw a girl today when I was picking up my truck at the shop. Her whole arm was done in pointillism, tattooed, and she didn't know what that was. So I've never seen a whole arm done in that.
My wife asked a question today over lunch. Do we think that tattoos are trending? Is the trend over?
No, it'll never be over. But
Yeah, I told her I think the trend is over, but the customer base has expanded so wide that now it's not a trend; it's a norm.
Yeah.
it's just, I think it's those trendy ones, like all these kids getting face tattoos and stuff done. I think that trend has been a flash in the pan, and I don't think that many people will be doing the face gear for much longer. But yeah, I think we'll definitely see a return to lovely, artistic, good quality tattoos, because a lot of these kids getting their face shit done are just getting a most ridiculous nonsense on their heads. Little prison tats and stuff like that they look like, and they're covering their face with them. It's nonsense. Oh, that's my opinion, of course. No offense intended.
Yeah, easy, Blacky. You're starting to sound like a boomer.
I like the idea.
Hey, I resemble that name.
Who on this panel has a tattoo?
Not me.
I do.
Pam does. Blacky, do you have a tattoo?
No, I've got multiple scarifications, but I don't have tattoos.
I have a tattoo. So tattoos are the majority.
What tattoo do you have there?
So my oldest daughter was going through a stressful time, and as part of her conquering her stress, she got a victory tattoo, and she was a little bit afraid to tell me. So she finally just was in tears and said, "Dad, I just have to tell you I got a tattoo." And I said, "Describe it." And she said, "It's on my left leg, and it's a star, and it's a celebration." And I said, "Oh, I can't wait to see it." So on my way home, I stopped at the same tattoo parlor she had gone to and said, "Hey, you tattooed my daughter." And the guy comes out and said, "Hey, man, she was legal." And I said, no, I'm not upset. I want one just like it. So he gave me one like she had. So when I got home to see her tattoo, I had a piece of gauze on my leg, and she showed me hers, and I said, "What a coincidence!" And so it has her name inside it also, so it's pretty cool.
That's cool. A beautiful story.
Yeah.
How stoked was she?
Now, my tattoo story isn't that lovely.
Uh-oh.
Please tell me it has something to do with Tijuana.
No.
Oh.
No.
Pole dancing.
I decided I wanted a tattoo, but I wanted to get it where nobody could see it unless I wanted them to see it, right? So I decided to get a tattoo on my breast. I was thinking I kind of wanted to get one on my butt, and actually I was going to get a dragon, and that way if anybody asked me how I was doing, I could say, well, I'm kind of dragon ass today.
Good.
But instead, I got one on my left breast, and I went in to get it, and I wore like a tank top because I wasn't going to take my whole shirt off. It's just, because I was like in my early 40s, and I just didn't want to do that. So I wore a tank top that I could pull down. So I like showed the guy what I wanted, and I had my tank top pulled down, and he was like transferring the design, onto where it goes and stuff. And he was working away, and it was still kind of embarrassing to me, because there's this tattoo artist, and he's like doing a drawing on my boob, right? So just to make conversation, because I was getting a little bit embarrassed, I'm like, So I asked him, I said, do you think that design is too big to look good there? And oh my God, Rack, he stopped, and he took a step back, and he looked at me, and he says, ma'am, you could put the Battle of New Orleans on there, and it wouldn't be too big.
Shit.
Oh.
And then he turned bright red, and I think I was even redder, and I started laughing. Oh. Anyway, so that's my tattoo story.
That's pretty funny.
Do you see what Sam said about your tattoo, right?
No, let me see.
Huawei.
Oh, yeah, it's funny. Yeah. That definitely has her actual name. I just didn't share it in this story. Talking about tattoos and daughters in the same story,
Mm-hmm.
But that was a good catch, Sam. You're paying attention.
Yes.
What's your latest bird report, Blacky? You got wrens in your yard?
Yeah, I got my wrens every day.
The blue fairy wren?
The blue fairy, actually, I've seen the red ones more frequently than the blue ones over the last 6 weeks. The red ones were getting very active out in the back paddock for quite a few weeks when we were having a very warm start to autumn. So it was like they were going to start breeding again, and then the farmer who owns the paddock came in and slashed the paddock, so I think he knocked down all of their potential breeding sites.
Yeah.
But yeah, they still flit around. I get my finches into my tray of seed multiple times a day. All red-browed finches. They're very cute.
Lorikeets?
Thankfully, the lorikeets don't visit very much anymore.
Grasskeets?
Don't know what those guys are.
Rosellas?
Rosellas, they used to be very frequent around here, but that was when we were providing them breeding boxes, and now their breeding boxes have been occupied by carpet pythons.
By what?
Carpet pythons.
Oh boy, yeah, nice.
So not the most conducive place to drop eggs and raise babies.
Not a great place for a bird to lay eggs.
Yeah.
But those Rosellas are amazing and beautiful birds.
Yeah, there's a couple of different ones that are native around here. We've got the Eastern Rosella and the Crimson Rosella.
Mm.
There's a slightly different colour form of the Eastern Rosella. Same bird exactly, just it's more yellow than the red that we have around here. slightly north of here, north of Brisbane. They get that colour variation. I used to have them visiting at my place up there when I lived up there. Cough it up.
Okay, Pam?
Milo, do you need the
It's
Heimlich?
not me. It's Bob's. That's Bob's.
It's Milo.
Milo, okay?
Yeah. I'll give him the Heimlich if he needs it.
Oh, whoops. Didn't want that there.
You ever see the budgies in the wild over there, Mikey?
No, I've not been way out to where their native terrain is, the native habitat. But yeah, we used to have two when I was a kid. We had two very large aviaries where my folks would breed and sell budgies and quails.
Nice.
But yeah, it wasn't that long ago that the actual traditional wild feral colours, whatever you want to call them, came back in vogue, and a lot of people just wanted the feral colours instead of the pretty designs that man has created.
Yes. That's predominantly green.
Yeah. The yellow and black splotchiness on the wings and stuff.
Did you say ovaries or aviaries?
Aviaries. But yeah, they've been long gone now and have since been converted into other shed spaces.
What about the cockatiels? Do you see those over there?
Well, they are supposed to be endemic to this area, but I've certainly never seen one in the wild, apart from escaped pet ones. Occasionally see them getting about the place, but it's quite obvious when you've got a hand-reared bird versus a wild bird.
Which is in America now, that's odd. We don't allow indigenous species to be kept as pets.
Yeah, well, you can't take our birds from the wild and keep them. You can only take them from established breeders, and I believe there's bird breeders in Australia need to be legit. You know, they need to be paperworked and stuff.
We had a problem in Florida, which was a huge bird market. They would do a lot of importation, but every time there was a hurricane, there would be releases of these invasive species, and some of them in South Florida became feral populations and still are.
What birds are wild or feral down there? Invasive.
The prettiest ones are the macaws.
All right.
Yeah, you can tool around Miami and just look up and see a flock of blue and gold macaws flying over, or scarlet macaws. So all of the pretty birds that were kept in captivity during hurricanes, they were just abandoned, and then the storm would often damage the aviary, so the birds escaped.
Actually, that was a funny one. Probably about 6 months ago, I was downtown here, and there was a massive big blue macaw flying around town.
Wow.
It was somebody's pet one that had got out, but it was it was very used to people and stuff, so it wasn't causing too much problem.
She used to go in the shops and everything with it on her shoulder.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't actually think they were legal down here, but maybe if you've had it for a certain amount of time, that you've got an amnesty or something. But I don't think you can have them anymore. I could be wrong.
The lorikeet aviary is very popular in American zoos. They sell admission to the aviary and expensive cups full of flaked sugar
Hmm.
in little deli cups like this, and the birds are accustomed to coming down and eating out of the cups.
Hmm.
So you can go in and have yourself covered in lorikeets for photographs.
We used to put just bread with some hot water and honey dribbled over it, and we'd get like 30 rainbow lorikeets on the lawn at once, and they were
Oh, and they're so pretty.
very tame, and you can just pick up their plate and they'll climb up your arm and stuff.
But
When
in
I-
captivity, their feces is very liquidy, very messy.
Yeah.
Not
What were you gonna
recommended
say,
as a cage bird.
Oh, I was just going to say that when I started seeing you, your mum still used to put out the honey bread for them every afternoon, and you used to curse and express your dislike for the lorikeets every day. So I imagine that that's one thing that you're pleased to see go.
And in our town too, like along the main street, pretty much every corner has Alexandra and Bangalore palms on it, and other plants too, which the lorikeets just love to chow down on. So every afternoon in town at about 4:30, you get thousands and thousands of rainbow lorikeets flying into the street, and it's just a raucous din of that annoying screeching sound, and it's so loud.
Annoying as that is to you, that would be a phenomenal video.
Yeah, true. I possibly will do that one day. But yeah, I think our population of rainbow lorikeets has exploded because about an hour's drive north of here, there's the Currumbin Bird Sanctuary, which it's kind of like a mini zoo, but it got its fame back in the 60s for its birds. And they do exactly the same thing that you were just talking about, where they have particular times of the day where they dish out all of this sweetened up bread and whatnot, and thousands of birds come in. So I think they because they treat them so well, their population has just boomed, and their population is slowly, fanning out from that original location, and we get the spoils of all those extra noisy little rats.
And you don't like them because they're noisy.
No, just because there's too many of them, which therefore makes them much noisier than they used to be. Should be.
A lot of those hookbills, they love flocks. They just like to be social.
Yeah. Well, they're intelligent too. They need that socializing for emotional development. Otherwise, they just turn into cranky old shits and bite everything.
Don't we all?
I remember when I lived in LA, there was like a whole population of parakeets that were breeding and everything down there from people losing them, I imagine.
And you
They
guys,
were everywhere.
they're budgerigars, aren't they? That you guys call parakeets.
Yeah, yep. They
I
changed.
lost a whole bunch of zebra finches in North Florida once. Bunch of them.
How?
I had them in a huge cage out on my balcony deck thing at the condo I had, and it was over the water. And anyway, there was a back stairway that came up, and a stray cat came up and jumped on the cage and pulled the bottom off.
Oh,
And I guess 30 of them got out. Had a bunch of them. They bred constantly.
you don't have any birds now that you keep, do you, Bob?
Yeah, I've got 4 parakeets. Well, 2 budgies and 2 parakeets.
What's the difference in a budgie and a parakeet?
Budgies are larger and they're British, I think.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, so the budgie is in the pet trade is the like a European parakeet.
Yeah.
They have a different face marking.
I'm not in the dark with them, Divine. The whole room has different snakes and things lit up. I've just got the bright lights off. Just going around slaughtering all the reptiles. I'm not in the dark.
So how much does a good carpet python sell for over here, Bob?
Oh, I don't know. They're about like ball pythons, I think. I see them at the shows. I've been paying attention, and they're comparably priced. Just depends on what kind it is. Some of them are a little pricey.
$300 or $400.
Oh, easy.
There you go, Mikey.
Size difference.
Start smuggling, you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, my one of my sons invested a fair bit of money in building this nice big or converting the fern house at his house into a nice big aviary. Had 2 of my bathtubs in it as fish ponds, and he breeds blue-tongue skinks as well, blue-tongue lizards, if you like.
Nice.
And he had the blue tongues in this aviary with a bunch of different types of finches, zebra finches, Gouldians, and that they are not so cheap. And the population was slowly dwindling after he invested quite a bit of money in lots of birds, and then discovered one of his blue tongues eating one of the finches one day.
Oh, wow.
And somehow these super slow moving blue tongue lizards were catching finches and eating them.
Country boy will survive.
Opportunistic.
But yeah, needless to say, the blue tongues all now have multiple separate enclosures. Nice big steel one that he welded up and designed himself, which is pretty sweet. It's good to have skills.
Mm-hmm.
So the blue tongue is native over there also, right?
Yeah. Possibly our second most common, or maybe even our most common lizard in the country, depending on variations. And there's lots of local colour variations and stuff, but they're all the same lizard.
You ever seen a frilled dragon?
Yep. Not around here, though. People reckon they see them here, but I don't think they're endemic to this area. People confuse bearded dragons for frill necks very often, I think. Like people that aren't in the know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the frill necks are more of an outback, west of here, northwest of here kind of a lizard. Oh, and when I said I have seen one, I haven't seen one in the wild, but I've seen them in captivity. Australia Zoo, Steve Irwin's joint, he's got some nice, wicked big ones.
Really?
You've been to Steve's place?
Multiple times.
Nice.
Saw him a couple of times there too, doing a crocodile removal one time. Another time just wandering around with his crew.
What a guy.
Plans. He's such a legend.
Yeah.
His son seems to be coming right along in his footsteps.
Yeah, and he seems like a really good dude too.
Robert. I think Robert's his name.
Yeah.
He seems to have more sense than his dad.
He's learned from experience, having watched his dad so much. Probably.
Yeah, maybe dial it back a notch, kid.
Dial it back a notch and last a touch longer.
Yeah, yeah. I'd say his mom has a lot to do with that.
The sister, the daughter's involved in that too.
Yeah, wildlife warriors. Bindi.
Oh,
Yep.
Bendy.
Yep.
It's funny she got that name because do you have bindi eyes over there?
Nope.
It's like a small weed that grows in your lawn that has burrs on it, little tiny burrs.
Oh,
And they're, we just call them bindies as a shortening for bindi eyes because Australians are lazy, remember, so we shorten almost every word we use.
mhm.
And yeah, she was named after the bindi eyes.
Cool. That sounds a lot like Southern dialect. We contract everything. I heard myself on a video today and I said Jew. And Jew is a word, but I used it as a contraction of did you.
D''YOU.
Yeah, Jew. Did you? Did you see that?
Yeah, I think a lot of the American South shares a lot of similarities with a lot of Australia. That's a lot of.
Yeah.
Oh, is Sarah still there?
I'm back.
I was going to show you this plant, and I just remembered it. I brought it in out of my yard today, and I'm going to bring more of it in. There's some moss there too. It's like a perennial. It comes up every year, and it looks like moss because it doesn't get any bigger than that. It has yellow blooms on it by summer. It's kind of hard to see because I'm with it. It's real easy to grow, and it's a great ground cover.
Is it heavy like a succulent?
Yeah,
Is it sedum?
maybe.
My grandmother used to grow it. I love it.
Let me look it up and see if that's what it is. Yeah, I'm going to see if it'll grow in some of these bioactive terrariums. Plus, I have so much moss outside, I'm going to try to get some of that inside. Feed them.
What have you got in your bioactive aquariums, Bob?
Oh, roly-polies, centipede, millipedes, not centipedes. The darkling beetles. I think that's about it.
You gonna put any frogs in there?
I've got some frogs in a tank that's their tank,
Okay.
but not. Theirs isn't bioactive, of course, because they eat everything. Everything I put in. Sedum. Yeah, that's an old-fashioned plant. Dear God. All the pop-up ads. You can just throw a piece of it down, and if it gets rooted, it'll keep spreading and growing. I think that's what it is. They have all different kinds of it.
Yeah.
This one's just like the old-fashioned one. I got it from my sister's place like 20 years ago. Yeah, that's what it is. Angelina sedum.
Thought I recognized it.
very drought tolerant too.
Huawei's requesting a ukulele break before the night is over.
Sounds like a good idea.
Craig just got offered a free speedboat.
Nice.
Don't get that every day.
Mm-mm.
My son had to pay $1,800 for his, and then still have to do $2,000 worth of work to get it up to where he wanted it.
Wow.
We don't have shinglebacks up here, Dragon Lair. GRB's your boy for shinglebacks. I think he's still got a couple of them in his house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they're another one that's much more outback, more the rough terrain, the desert-ish terrains. But for some reason I like GRB's neighbourhood as well, even though he's not so deserty. Probably because he keeps feeding them.
Mm-hmm.
That'll do it.
Like cats. I did get another snake rack. I think
What'd you
everybody.
get?
It's just a corn snake, a natural. I was at the store the other day getting some supplies, rats and stuff, crickets, and I asked him if he'd stop getting corn snakes, and he had 3 on consignment, and I already had 2 snows. He had 2 snows, but he had just a female. She's almost adult size, and I just fell in love with her. He said she was bitey, but she didn't bite me. I carried her around a long time.
Cool. Yeah, I like the natural corn snakes.
Yeah, me too. I think there was on their discussion when you were showing the orangey one, or someone was showing an orangey corn snake, and the question was asked whether we had any that looked like that down here.
Yeah.
I don't believe I was up on panel at the time, and Sarah said no. But we actually do have a variation of the brown tree snake, which is a dark brown and black one that I've had put a few videos up on my channel of, and there's a very orange and white version of it, where it doesn't seem to have any of the black pigmentation in the wild, and it's just got the orange, and most of where the black was is just white. And that it is quite it's probably the closest resembling to that feral corn snake patterning.
I know the ones you're talking about that I
Oh,
was
yeah. That's a good sized snake.
that's one of my Okitis. That's not the one, but the one you're talking about is below it. They're just with its butt sticking in from under the wood. Little corn. They're just so cute. They're the nicest little pets.
What'd they charge you for that one, Bob?
He wanted $150 for it, and I got him down a little bit. I
Good.
would have given him that.
Let's see. Have I won Bob's art yet? Did anybody else bid on Bob's art?
I don't think anybody else did that I saw.
Somebody want to count that down so I can win it?
Well, you can already win it, but you don't need to count it down.
All right, going once to me for $20. Bob's art. Anybody else want it? Get in there now, or I'm gonna have it and be glad about it. Fair chance. Bob's not trying to sell anything. I'm just trying to make sure everyone has a chance.
What did Yoda say when he first saw Star Wars in 1080p HDMI? That's way over my head. Good for you, Craig. It's down to 40 tanks. I'm still hovering right above 60, but I'm determined.
Crikey, I don't even get Huawei's
I think it's a play on TMI. Too much information.
HDMI. I don't get the 1080p. That might help me.
Going twice to me. $20 for Bob's first art piece, 8.5 by 11. And I'm not going to feel bad about taking it at $20. Bob doesn't want any money for it. No one else wants to bid on it. I'm going to feel really good about having it.
Oh, I think it's a really cool piece myself.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely say I told you so to all you suckers later.
HDMI. I get it now, Huawei. Thank you for explaining it.
I thought that 1080 was a video format. That sounded familiar. Progressive scan.
Thanks for explaining, Huawei. That was very kind.
Or stances.
I was like saying HDMI in my head over and over, and I still didn't get there. I'm glad I've got closure now. That would have stitched me up all day long.
All right. In 3, counting down Bob's art, I have the bid at $20, and I'm counting down 3, 2, 1. Sold to me, $20. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, guys.
Yes. And Bob has sold his first piece of art. Congratulations to you, Bob. Thank you very much for a great deal. I do enjoy your work.
Huawei said he thinks I should keep it. He didn't want to offer because he didn't think he deserves it.
Sour grapes, sour grapes.
I guess. Thanks, Kat.
My impression was going to be that Bob was just going to still say, no one's getting it, no.
Well, I haven't got it yet. I just won the auction.
Right.
Do you have a PayPal, Bob?
Yeah.
What's your email address on PayPal?
I don't know. Let me go over there and look. I hardly ever get any money. So I don't know. Let me go look.
All that's about to change now that you're an artist.
I guess. It's the RCA's.
Jokes are always funnier when you have to explain them.
What did you say, Bob?
RCA 697-2776 at AOL.
At what?
AOL. AOL.
RCA 6972776 at AOL.com.
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah, the shipping's $50. You know.
No, you're going to bring it when you come fishing.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Thwarted at the post.
Otherwise, you definitely have to charge for shipping. I did that auction starting at $10, including shipping. It was a lot of fun, and I didn't make a lot of forward
Hey,
progress, if
Sandy.
you know what I mean.
Right.
Thank you, GRB.
Yeah, don't forget to sign it for him, Bob.
Definitely got to have it signed.
Yep. How would you like it signed?
Oh, just sign it to my good friend and mentor, Rack.
All right. Hey, Sandy.
Quality.
Good night, Dragon Lair.
Night, Dragon Lair.
Night, Dragon Lair.
Hey, Patty, take care.
Milo, do you need a breathing treatment?
William, hello.
Hey, William Pridemore.
Yum. Hello there. Long time no see.
Divine Lover has a great idea, videoing Bob and I fishing. By the way, check out that video I made today at the river. That's where I'm going to take Bob fishing. It's on Rack Cross Studio YouTube channel.
Yep, I liked it a while ago while I was on there.
It was a pretty cool video for just a couple hours.
Yep.
That great blue heron flying away with that foot-long fish is just perfect timing.
I don't know if you saw earlier when you were talking about that Dragon Lair said his friend posted a video on Facebook with a great blue heron eating a chipmunk.
Oh my gosh, no.
Yep.
And he poured in a storm.
No.
I did have someone who lives on the river down there tell me they saw a great blue heron with a trout in its mouth, and an eagle flew from behind and took the bird from the heron.
Hmm.
And the
The
heron
fish.
was pissed.
Imagine.
It was pretty cold of an eagle to do that.
I remember one time I was fishing and I was getting a bite, but it was so light. It was so light. And I kept working and working and working this little bite that I was getting. And I finally caught it. But it took some work to get it. But I finally got it and I reeled it in, and it was about a 10-inch trout. But it had a, when I pulled it in, it looked so funny, and I was looking at it, and it had two crawdad claws sticking out of the corners of its mouth, like one out of each corner of its mouth. And that's why I was fishing with a worm, and that's why it took me so long to get it, because it already had a fucking crawdad in its mouth, and I still managed to catch it trying for the worm.
Greedy.
Oh, that's good. Trash Cat said, how do computers get drunk? They take screenshots. I was going to download the Merlin 2 a while ago, but it wouldn't because I had to do something else first. I have to go back to it. Yes, Kenny Rack is making flies. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to say time is fun when you're having flies. This is very therapeutic. I recommend it for anyone.
Is it an art or a craft?
I think you learn it as a craft and you expand it to an art.
Then he says he needs some of your flies.
I got them. Let me know where to send them.
I thought it was traditional when you were tying flies, though, to have a large beaker of whiskey and a pipe going.
That is tradition, as a matter of fact, Blacky. But I keep turning my camera off when I indulge. Now you know.
The secret is out. Now, call me crazy, call me insane, but last time I spoke to you on camera as well, you said you were going to have a haircut.
Yeah, I'm still planning a haircut. My wife had to have a procedure that turned out to be more of a booger than we'd planned on. So her first day back at work is going to be tomorrow. So there could be a haircut this week. I did have a lot of pictures made, including the video today, with the long hair, just kind of as a memorial album. So we're out processing the hair. It's just, these things are sensitive. You can't rush right into it.
Absolutely.
You already told that one once tonight, Huawei.
He's getting old. He forgets which jokes he's told.
Apparently.
Oh, he might have told it, when there was different people here.
I didn't get to see it before. That's pretty cool.
That's true. He's got a different audience now.
Sorry, you very smelly.
You don't have any new material. You're welcome. Thanks for pointing it out. You could always tell the booger broccoli joke. Yep.
Mikey, were you in here when I showed a picture of my granddaughter?
I don't believe so.
I told my granddaughter over the phone to eat her veggies. And her dad sent me a photograph of her response.
It's funny.
I'll show it again. This is what she thinks when you tell her to eat her veggies. She's a sassy little booger.
But I don't understand. Is that her saying, yeah, veggies rock, or is that an act of defiance?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. Right on, G-Paw.
It speaks two minds.
Yeah, that's what I imagine she's saying. Rock on, G-Paw. I'm down with broccoli. But probably she's saying not in this lifetime.
Hey, Mojo.
G'day, Mojo. Hi, Sandy, too. I don't know if I said hi to Sandy earlier.
Thanks, Pam, for putting that up there. Proud of that video. By the way, it's just about 6 minutes, but YouTube took 4 hours to upload it.
Jesus.
It wasn't even 4K. It was just 1080p.
I know what that is.
HDMI.
Right.
Does anybody here remember how slow it used to be to do things with when the internet was on the phone line?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I had when I was living on Cape Cod, the college there, the community college was getting their annual like magazine thing ready that had all the different classes you could take and all that stuff. And they asked me if they could use one of my paintings on the cover, which of course I said sure. But they didn't have time for me to like send a CD in the mail or anything, so I had to do it like transfer it online to them. And I'm not kidding you, I'm not even exaggerating. It took all frickin' day. I mean, it took all day, but it was the phone line. Remember when the internet was on the phone line?
Oh yeah.
That was a big file because they had to have the big file of it, for printing purposes. And oh my God, it was like the computer and phone line were tied up all day long while I was sending that.
I only really got proper internet like 6 years ago. I don't know how long it was before that, but that's how long I've had proper internet.
I think I got the first internet that I got that was not on the phone not on the phone line was when I moved to Montana in 2009. And that was the first time that dial-up. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of what it's called, dial-up. But I had dial-up before then. All the internet that I had was always dial-up. And people would get mad at you because they'd be trying to call you, but you were on the computer, so they couldn't.
That one's good, Huawei. Now you're back on track.
But I'll show you the painting that they used for their magazine cover.
Their catalog.
Hey, Sandy.
Yeah, the catalog cover. I still have some of those in storage. If I ever get over my storage unit and get stuff out, I'll send you a couple of them, Bob. They're catalogs with the painting on the front if you want one.
Yeah.
Because I know I still have a stack of them.
Awesome.
And I also have paintings just done on the cover of a newspaper thing out of when I was living in Montana, but I don't think I got any extras of those because I gave them all away.
Yeah, all of those missed sales they had because Pam's hoarding catalogs.
Yeah, that's it.
I made some shoes for my frogs the other day. They were open cut.
It was this one here that they used on the community college one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that.
That's really amazing, Pam.
The light.
How many hours did you spend on that one?
Oh God, probably at least 300.
Yeah.
No, Joey, that's quality. The cops knocked on my door and told me my dogs were chasing kids on their bikes. I told them my dogs don't have bikes.
Yeah. And this one is one that was used on the cover of a magazine out of Bozeman, Montana. If I can get to it, there it is. Which was another oil painting.
Nice.
Actually, that was a 36 by 48 oil painting. That was a big one.
Nice trash cat.
Pardon me. Beast.
Feel better, Pam?
Thanks, Blacky.
Not quite sure if
Hey,
mine
Vern, how
is
are you?
confused for anyone else's. G'day, Vern. I'd like to think that every one of my burps is unique.
It's when you do that ventriloquism thing, it gets confusing. This little girl is out cold here.
Aw. I need root beer and smokes. I could use root beer and smokes too.
Need root. I wonder why my phone's really hot. The content, maybe.
Oh, an artist joke. Very good, by the way.
Byway's digging deep.
Burp.
Max.
She's still asleep now, Bob?
I'm going to go because my kids are going to come off the bus any minute. It's their first day back to school, and one of my boys was having a really hard time about just going back to school. So I think if I'm like not streaming, I can be there and hopefully, you know, receive him and hear about his day and just kind of be there for him because I think
Yep.
it was a hard one for him.
Good call.
So, but it's nice to see you all, and yeah,
And thanks for coming up.
Totally. See you soon.
See you next time, Sarah.
We should actually think about shutting down the stream. It's like midnight here.
And 2 o'clock here.
Yeah.
What time is it for you, Blacky?
4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Blacky says we have plenty of time, Pam.
Well, I'm getting tired and my eyes are getting blurry, so I'm gonna say that it's time to call it a night.
Congratulations, Bob, on your art sale.
Yes.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Thank
I
you.
think it's awesome, and I personally think it's really a cool piece. So
Yeah, me too.
Maybe I should make some prints.
Definitely.
Good night,
So
everybody.
anyway, I'm going to say thanks for coming up, Bob and Rack and Blacky and the people that were up. Oh, that's awesome. That is cool. Let me see that again. Let me blow it up for a second.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
That's my Chappie logo so far.
That's cool. He'll love it. You will love it.
I keep making little errors that I don't like, but you know, I'll fix them. More lines. That's the
Thanks,
secret.
everybody, for checking out my new video and subscribing
thanks-
to my YouTube channel.
Yep. Anybody who hasn't subscribed, since we're ending it, I'm going to post this video one more time. Everybody go watch this video. I think it's going to be a cool one. I'm going to watch it as soon as I log off here. And be sure to hit the subscribe button while you're over there.
Heck yeah. Thanks, Pam.
And then subscribe to my channel too.
Yep. And with that, good night, everybody. And thank you, everybody, for coming in and interacting with us and all that good stuff. And we will, ouch, the cat's scratching my foot. And we will see you Saturday night. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.